Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your life, your business, all of it. Time to crush those goals. Time to get after it. Let's go. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Farrell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. We're coming to you again from beautiful downtown Springfield in the Big Dog Construction Studio. Hey, we've got so much going on in Springfield right now. Make sure you are participating. Get out there, network with folks, be a part of the community, support local businesses, support local nonprofits, and let's go. We can all grow together. So, hey, another great episode for you today. We're going to get right to our guest after the break. Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing expert, serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. All right, and we are back. Joining me in the studio now, you probably recognize the company. The owner of this company has been in multiple times, friend of the show, but today we've got Jack Richards from Sangamon Tree Service. Jack, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Appreciate you coming down this morning.
Thanks for having me.
No doubt about it. Yeah, so of course, we know a lot about Sangamon Tree Service already, but we're going to get your perspective on what you guys do and everything. But before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about you. Let's learn a little bit about Jack. Tell me about your background.
So I'm from Athens. It's just north of Springfield. I grew up, bunch of siblings, playing sports is really all I did when I was younger. And then once I graduated high school, I went to college for a year. And I didn't really like that. I knew it wasn't for me. I thought I'd come home, get a job in the summer or whatever, and then do online school and I was wanting to do criminal justice at first. And then my fiance's uncle called me one day and he said, hey, I have a friend that's just started a tree service if you're looking for a summer job or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I got a hold of Chad and had an interview over the phone. It was when he first started too.
Yeah.
Did the interview over the phone, started working. At the time, we were working, I think it was on the weekends and Wednesdays. And then he said, we'll do this for, I don't know, a couple months. And then he's wanting to go full time. Well, I think 2 weeks into that, he called me. He's like, hey, we're going full time now. So we started doing that. And I played basketball in college. I didn't like it. I just wanted to try it because my dad did. And I think I don't know. I just wasn't for me.
Sure. Well, from what I hear, you were quite the star athlete in high school, though.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah? What'd you play?
I played basketball and football.
Okay. All right. For Athens.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. What position did you play in football?
I was quarterback.
Star quarterback then, I guess?
Wouldn't say star quarterback.
Well, that's what I hear. I hear you were the star quarterback, my brother.
Yeah, we had a really good running back. That was our offense.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was really good. One of my friends. And he went on to play in college too, NC State up north.
And that wasn't that long ago, right? I mean,
no,
a handful of years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thinking about it now.
Yeah, yeah. Were you on any big runs with Athens? You guys go very far those couple of years?
Actually. So my sophomore year, we'll start my sophomore year. We lost to a team in playoffs. I think it was round 2. And their running back, his name was Jacardier Wright. And actually, that was my freshman year. My junior year is when I starting at quarterback. I didn't play quarterback until my sophomore year, I think, is when I first started. And then my junior year, we played Jacardier again, and he was a senior. and then we lost then. And then my senior year, we made it to semis. We lost in semifinals. Well, Jacarde right now plays for the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
So, and he was really good. But
Who did he play for in high school? I can't remember.
St. Teresa in Decatur.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So then basketball, junior year, there was no seniors on the team. We were all juniors starting, and that was a learning year. And then senior year, we made it to the Elite Eight and lost in the Elite Eight.
How cool is that, though, to say you played against some folks that are in the NFL right now? That's pretty cool, right?
I know. I tell people about that all the time. Like it's something so that's like, hey, I played against someone that plays in the NFL, you know? But it's cool to think about.
No, it's fun. I played against a guy in high school. I went to MacArthur over in Decatur, and I think it was Rantoul. They had this guy. He was a beast. He was like 6'8", 330 pounds. You know, I'm a short guy, but I had to go up against the guy, right? And I actually beat him a couple of times. I'm like, yeah. And then I go to find out he was a lineman for the Jaguars for like 8 years after that. I was like, that's pretty cool. I actually beat that guy one time. That's fun. He beat me some too, but it was like the whole game we had to double team this guy because he was just enormous. You know,
what was that
for
in
high school? What's that?
Was that in football?
Football.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because I did linebacker and I did line too, because we had on the offensive side we did a pulling guard.
Yeah,
so I was the guard, and then I just kind of run up the sideline with the running back, and we just kind of go.
Jeez.
So, but yeah, that game was fun. It is cool to say, hey, I actually played against a guy.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, my freshman year, there's a kid from Illini Bluffs. His name was Taylor Berdinga, and he went on to play at Illinois State. And then I think he got hurt. This was basketball. I think he got hurt, and then he stopped going there. But last year, he just performed at Tailgate and Tall Boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He performed there. So it's cool to think about all these people that you come across, and at the time you don't even really think about it, and now look at where they're at. You know,
absolutely,
it's pretty cool,
no doubt about it. So, what are some of your big highlights that you remember as on the football team?
Oh man, I think it was round 1 of my senior year. Opening play, we got the kickoff. We're on like the 20-yard line. I think the play was like 32-guard trap, and I was supposed to step to my left and hand it off to our good running back, and he kind of bumped into me, and we fumbled it. I think we ended up recovering. I don't know if we turned it over. Still to this day, we argued about who was wrong on that play.
Sure. And you'll continue to argue about that for the next 30 years probably.
Yep, stuff like that. It's just little things that you don't think about in the moment, but you're going to remember forever.
Right. In high school, did you ever think you'd be 5 years out and you'd be working for a tree service?
Not at all.
Not at all? Not at all?
Not at all. I thought I'd be a cop somewhere or something, you know, working the beat, I guess, what they say.
So what drew you to that in the first place, criminal justice type stuff?
That's just always what I've wanted to do. Growing up, I had all my brothers, you know, they did a lot of dumb stuff. And it's just seeing all that and not wanting to be that. I guess that had a play in me wanting to be a cop or just in criminal justice at all. And then I always watched the shows, and when I was younger I watched like Law and Order.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Thought I, you know, was very good at doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean the whole vibe of that is cool, you know, as a younger guy. Like, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, exactly. You know? But I don't know. I just kind of steered away from that, I guess, once I stopped going to college.
So back at the beginning when you started 5 years ago, you started basically with Chad toward the beginning there, right? Talk to us about those early days, about what are some of the things you did back then.
So he always explains it as like, oh, it was hard. The days were hard, you know, cutting down big trees that at the time took us 3 days, and now it would take us half a day. And now we have a loader that picks up 4,000 pounds almost. So we'll cut a 10-foot log on a big base, and we'll be able to pick it up. But back then we had to cut them in foot sections, sometimes even cut them in half just to pick them up to throw into the trailer. So it's like, yeah, you go home at the end of the day and you're like, "Mom, my back kind of hurts," you know? And now it's like, we just seem so privileged after all this stuff that we get, but it's hard work paying off.
Yeah, it's because you guys have put in the effort, impacting people, and
because we broke
have a great
our backs
business
in the beginning.
Right, exactly. You have to do that grind at the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So we've talked to Chad about this before in terms of the growth of the company, but one thing he said about you is you've been early for like 5 years straight, right?
Yeah.
You know, that work ethic is so strong in you, is what I understand. So what would you tell younger folks out there? You're a younger guy. You're in your early 20s, some guys that are in their late teens. What are some work ethic type traits you could tell them, hey, these are some non-negotiables. Do these.
So I think personally, I have a lot of self-discipline. I could go out every night to the bars and stay out till 1, 2 in the morning, or I could go, just do stuff like that. But I have goals in life. I want to start a family. I'm engaged now.
Mhm.
I get married in
Congrats on
4
that.
months. Thank you. I get married in 4 months. I'm not just working for myself anymore.
Mhm.
And me and her have been together for almost 8 years, and I'm trying to grow myself as a person, but I'm also trying to grow us as a couple and as a family, eventually when we
Mhm.
start having kids. So what I would tell them is, when you're younger, have your fun on the weekends or whatever. If you have a day off, whatever, do what you want, but you got to have some motivation to get up in the morning. If you're not in a relationship or whatever, you know, find some sort of other motivation that wants you helps you get up in the morning to go to work, to
Mhm.
want to be early. You just
Yeah.
have some self discipline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Because I think it's really easy, guys in their early 20s, if they're not careful. I mean, be going out drinking every night or again, having trying to party and have fun all week instead of really focusing on the work. So, do you have some mentors in your life that have taught you some of that stuff, or you just naturally, hey, I'm gonna crush it. I'm gonna get after this.
Chad has taught me a lot about stuff like that, especially early, like when I first started. I came here not knowing a lot of stuff. Like I really hadn't worked a chainsaw. So Chad's helped me with a lot of that stuff since I started. Another person would be my dad. My dad has taught me everything I know since I was younger, but he's like my best friend. And so I see him get up every morning and go to work, and he's also doing stuff after work too. I just I take after him a lot. He's a really big mentor in my life.
How important is that, you think, to the people you guys' age or to anybody really to have that mentor to be able to really learn from, but two, bounce ideas off and everything?
I think it's very important. You gotta have someone that you can if you have an idea, you can tell them about it. They're gonna tell you your honest opinion. If
Mhm.
I told my dad about some stupid idea, he would tell me that's stupid.
Sure. Love the passion, but stupid idea, man.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, he when I was just graduating high school, he bought like an old fixer-upper house in Athens for my brother. He'd go over there on the weekends after work, whatever work on it, and I'd go over there and help him too, and bring up an idea. Like I remember when we were doing the stairs, he was like, "Well, let's try this," and I don't remember exactly what the idea was, but I was like, "Well, let's try this." He's like, "No, that's stupid," and then we tried it and it worked. So
Okay.
it's just stuff like that that I don't. You got to have someone like that in your life. I
Uh-huh.
think personally.
Yeah. So, are you the longest tenured employee at Sangamon Tree Service right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Been there the longest.
Okay. So, do you help out with any of the training of any new people that come in?
Yeah. Yep. We just got a couple new guys. So when I first started, I knew nothing. And a lot of these new guys that come in, they don't know a lot, but some do. As someone there watching do like work, they're gonna try to do everything like I do. I guess it sounds kind of cocky, but I'm not
No,
trying to be
that's
cocky.
great. No, that's what it is.
You just got to know like what their greatest strengths are and stuff they do need to work on, and then go at that in phases.
And it's not cocky at all. I mean, that's really the path is model,
Yeah,
mastery
exactly.
and then
Yeah.
multiply. So you model the right way to do it. They mimic you on the right way
Mhm.
to do it. Then they master it. And then you multiply that through multiple
Exactly.
people, right? That's how you grow.
10x
That's how,
it.
yeah, that's how you scale your company, right?
Exactly.
That's exactly right. So now I haven't talked about this with Chad that much. All the equipment you guys have, all this big, heavy
Mhm.
duty equipment. Are there any special trainings or any special licenses you have to operate some of that big equipment?
Not necessarily licenses, definitely trainings. Like when we've got our first loader, we kind of took everything super slow because we were all getting used to it. I took everything super slow, learning how to do everything without hitting the ground or stuff like that that you really wouldn't think of. There's a lot of training that goes into operating these things. Like our new lift, when you're doing a trimming, for example, not every tree is the same. You're gonna have some limbs going this way, like up and over, some limbs going this way, and you have to fit through a tiny gap.
Yeah.
So you have to think outside of the box sometimes. Like yesterday, I was doing an asset clearing on a maple next to this guy's house, and I needed to get through these two limbs, but I couldn't. And so what I had to do was extend our jib up, which is the most outer boom.
Sure.
It's smaller and it just gets you up, gets you more straight. And then I had to push this lead away to get through it. But, if I just started out in that lift, I wouldn't have thought about stuff like that. So Yeah, there's training on it, but it's also once you start getting into it, you start thinking of these things that will help you get better at
Sure.
operating it.
You have a favorite piece of equipment that you like to work with?
The bucket truck, 100%.
Yeah? Why is
Yeah.
that?
It's just one of the first things we got that took away a lot of climbing,
Mm-hmm.
and, it moves a lot faster than that lift. It's just I don't know. I went up in that thing every day for, like, 2 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
I love that thing.
Oh, that's huge though, to be able to take away some of the climbing part of it, which
Yeah.
is risky, more
Yeah.
risky than a bucket truck, right? So
Yeah.
that's important. So when you're on site at somebody's house like that,
Mhm.
it's that scenario you were just talking about. How do you elevate the client's experience? How do you make sure that that house that you're at or that company you're at, that they have a great experience with Sangamon Tree Service? Because you're on the ground every day or in the bucket truck every day on those job sites, right?
One thing that Chad does when he goes to do an estimate, he'll get what the customer wants. You know, they'll tell him, "Oh, I want this done. I want this done." And when I get there, I'll get the work order and I'll see what they had told him, what he wrote down. And a lot of the times they'll look at something when Chad's there and then they'll go back out that night or that next day and they'll look at it and they're like, "Oh shoot, I want this done instead."
Right.
And so what I'll do is when I get there, I'll get them out and I'll tell them like, "Hey, what exactly
Good.
do you want?" And I'll try to do my best to get to that point, but also I'll explain to them. I've been doing it for 5 years, so I kinda know, what's healthy for the tree and what's not. So I'll kinda explain to them, "Well, if you want 15 feet of clearance on your house, I think we should go about it this way." So I'll also give my input,
Mhm.
but it's just giving the customer the ultimate experience, I guess, but just giving them exactly what they want, being very specific with everything. Just trying to give them exactly what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
like I've talked with Chad, without messing up the yard and all
Exactly.
that stuff, right? 'Cause
And also just being a good person, like, if
Mhm.
there's a little brush pile or something, just taking it for them. And a lot of times I'll do stuff like that and just not even mention it because when I was younger, my dad made me go out and pick up sticks and stuff, and a lot of older people can't get out, and do stuff like that. So it's just thinking of the customer and going the extra mile for somebody.
Absolutely. So aside from the day of where you're cutting down the tree, doing whatever, do you do much training on the health of the trees side? I know Chad and I have talked about that a lot. How some companies don't train on the health
Yeah.
of the trees and the arborist side, and it's just a matter of hey chopping the tree down, right?
Yeah.
But do you train any on that? Get to know that side of things?
I think I don't do any of like tree health. Thing I do with the health of the tree would be on trimmings.
Hmm.
So if you're taking off a whole limb or something and you just cut it 2 feet out from the base, that's going to rot out and cause decay, and that'll eventually make its way back down to the base. So what you want to do is just make flush cuts, nice collar cuts along the base of the tree, and that's with
Mhm.
anything. Rule of thirds when you're doing a trimming or reductions. So knowing stuff like that, that's going to definitely help with the health of the tree, and a lot of people really don't know stuff like that.
Okay. What's the rule of the threes, or what rule of the thirds is actually what you said?
So when you're doing a trimming, so say you have a lead going over a house and you want to take just some weight off of that, the branch you can keep has to be a third of the size of the branch that it's going to stay on. So if you come to a fork, you got the main lead and you come to a Y or a union. If this is the one I want to keep, this is the one I want to take off. If this one is a third of the size of the main trunk, you can cut this one off and leave that one.
Awesome. Yeah, and well, Chad knows I'm an expert at unions right now. He taught me all about that about 8 months ago. So I've been checking my unions regularly.
There you go.
right?
Yep.
What's the largest tree you've ever taken care of?
Oh, gosh, I've done a lot of big trees. We did one in this lady's backyard, and it was a very tight backyard. It was a massive silver maple. I mean, it wasn't by primaries, but there was
Mhm.
like primary lines in the back of the yard. I mean, it had to at least have 20 different leads going every which way. And there was an old tree house that used to be like they had taken it down. There was an old tree house in the middle. So once we got down to that part, I was looking for nails sticking out, and I
Sure.
was trying to hit the gaps because a metal will mess up your chain. And apparently there had been another tree house way before because there was metal in the middle of the leads. So that's the first one that comes to mind. But I'm sure I've done bigger than that.
Sure. So in terms of like, your friend group, are a lot of your friends in the trades type of positions as well?
Yeah, actually, I have a friend. He works over in Jacksonville. He does line clearing. for, I think, a private company out there. Chase, my fiance's brother, he's a union operator up north.
Okay.
JC, he used to work here. He's actually the best man in my wedding. He worked here for 3 years or so, and then he joined the guard.
But
So,
do they all have a similar mindset to you? You seem like a very driven person.
yeah, oh yeah.
Very strong work ethic. Is your core group of people that same way?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Everybody wants, all of my friends have goals in life, and everyone wants each other to achieve their goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would say they are.
Because again, that's super important throughout life, but then
Exactly.
especially at a young age, having the right people around you
Mhm.
to get you on that growth trajectory rather than on the stagnant or
Exactly, yep.
decline
Just takes one
trajectory.
bad apple.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, are you getting married here locally, or are you going somewhere for it?
Oh, we're getting married over in Taylorville.
Okay.
Yep. She
Alright.
liked a place over there, so that's where we're gonna get married, then we're gonna have the reception here.
Okay, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Be
Yep.
fun. So,
Yep, definitely.
and that's another thing that can really set your life too in terms of the trajectory, especially when you're young. If you're single, a lot of
Mhm.
times it's a lot easier to
Do whatever you
get out
want.
there and do stupid stuff and not stay on
Exactly, yeah.
track. But no, that's awesome. So, in terms of at Sangamon, what are your big goals, future goals for you at Sangamon?
I got a lot. There's a lot of stuff I wanna do, a lot of certifications I wanna get, just stuff that I step outside my comfort zone a little bit to start doing. We really don't climb a lot anymore, so that's one thing that has kinda get putting back a little bit, but one thing that is in the future is a crane. So I wanna learn how to operate the crane, I wanna learn how to set slings, make crane cuts, which is completely different than everything I've been doing. A lot of more certifications and then stepping outside my comfort zone a little bit.
So, with the crew you're on, are you the lead or what? How does that work?
Yep, that's another thing too is being a better leader. There's always room for improvement for everything. But yes, I do lead.
When it comes to your team, what are some things you do?
So I do a lot, but I try to get more people doing more stuff, stepping outside their comfort zones a little bit, like Chad did with me a lot. And then I try to do that. Just try to get people better themselves, to want to better themselves. That's what I try to do a lot too.
How important is that to be able to push people into uncomfortable zones? Because that's really where the growth happens.
Yes,
You-
exactly. It is very important if they want, if they want to be here to grow, that's something they will do. And it's not like I'm pushing them into danger.
Right.
I'm pushing them into something that I know they're capable of doing. They just don't know it yet.
What are some ways Chad helped you become uncomfortable early on?
Oh man, too many to count. I think it was the second day working. He asked if I wanted to climb. So I did end up climbing that day. Second day, knew nothing. I just went up, cut one limb off with a handsaw. There's been a lot of stuff. When we first got the bucket truck, I was even scared to go up in that. I got over that fear of heights with climbing. And then we got the bucket truck. And I remember the day he got it, drove over to the shop to check it out. And he's like, go up and candlestick it. It's when you stick it straight up. So I did that. And I'm like, holy crap, this is a lot higher than, you think.
Right.
And,
Feel like waving a little bit up there a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, a little wind gust
little
comes
wind
through.
gust coming through.
Stuff like that. It's just once you do it enough, it's not scary anymore. There's still stuff that does come into factor. Like we don't work in super high winds, but when it is a little bit windy, you get to swaying up there while you're cutting something, or the tree starts swaying too. That gets a little scary, even now. But just making me do things that he knows I could do, but I didn't at the time. Exactly what I try to do now.
Sure. So you said that when it's really windy, you guys can't work. What are some of those other safety factors that shut you down for the day where you can't go out?
So high winds, I would say. Wind really isn't that bad. Like the wind can help you a lot. High winds, rain really does. If it's a downpour, a sprinkle's not too bad, but if it's a downpour, you're messing up yards. That's when stuff goes wrong because you're not thinking properly. You're thinking about, oh, I want to get out of the rain.
Right.
That's when you start slipping when you're using a chainsaw, trying to get stuff done fast, trying to get out of the rain, I guess.
Is there a benchmark on the high winds, like over 40 mile an hour or something like that?
Yeah, 40 mile an hour, definitely. I don't. If you're looking up and you see trees swaying probably more than 15 feet, you probably shouldn't be up doing that.
Right. So what projects you guys got going on this week?
Oh, we got a pretty decent one today before the rain hits. Some cypress removals, pine removal pine trimming. We were supposed to do a big maple today.
Are there any trees that are, just because I have no idea, are there any trees that are harder to remove than others?
Yeah. So there's multiple different factors. Like we cut down a willow yesterday, and a willow is super soft wood compared to a locust, which is super hard.
Mm.
So a locust is definitely a lot harder than cutting down a willow tree. But there's also like a lot of different factors that go in. Like if there's this person has a big oak tree and a wide open field compared to this person has a smaller pine tree and a tight backyard with a well cap right under it or a septic right under it. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. You have to think about once you start looking at these jobs.
I've had a couple of trees taken down in my backyards over the years, and it just amazes me. People that are really good at this can drop a tree like on a line in between. So, were you early on? Were you ever leery about that?
Oh, definitely.
Hey, there's a tree a little too close to the house here, and this is going to be a difficult one.
Definitely, yeah. I was just second guessing myself a lot. I remember there was a big job we did for Lamar billboards up north, and we were cutting down a bunch of cottonwood trees and just thinking about trying to get stuff to fall a certain way to make because it was a big patch of timber. I'm trying to get it to go a certain way to make it easier on the guys to be able to drag out and it not working. And then they're like, come on, man, I'm trying, just stuff like that. And then knowing when you do a face cut, how your hinge is going to work and every hinge is different. Like birch trees are going to hold on more than a willow tree would. A willow would just snap or a pine tree would just snap. You got to think about these different kinds of trees that are going to hold better than others. Like
Why do they hold better than others? Is it the strength of the wood?
the fibers in them. Yeah, they're just a lot tougher. I would say locust trees have a lot more fibers, so they're going to hold more than a willow tree would, I guess. Birch trees are the same way. There's just sweet gums too. When you cut down a birch tree or a sweet gum, that hinge cut is going to leave a lot of splinters just because it holds on more. It's stronger. It's more compact on the inside.
Sure.
But willow trees, pine trees, no, they're just going to snap.
Okay.
Very soft woods.
Yeah. All right. So I know you mentioned you're getting married. What are some other things you do outside of work that elevate your life personally?
Just set a lot of goals for myself for what the future could bring. I try to learn new skills. I try to just learn new skills when I'm at home. I like buying stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Just anything. I'm a bargain shopper.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
You can ask Chad. Yeah. I hunt a lot. That's one thing I'm very passionate about. My friends got me into that. When I came back from college, got me into hunting. Wish I never did because it's super expensive, but I love that.
What do you hunt?
Birds, deer.
Okay.
Like geese, ducks, and deer. I actually shot my first deer this year
Oh,
with a
nice.
bow.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that is funny with you're talking about the expense of hunting. Yeah. A lot of people talk about how they're getting in deer hunting. It's cheap meat. Yeah, the actual processing of the meat is cheap, but all the stuff you have to buy is not cheap. So
that's actually deer hunting's the cheapest, I think,
of all of
what
them?
I do. Yeah, we were just talking about buying some more decoys, and everything went on sale, and it was still like outrageous for a piece of plastic,
right?
For a fake bird that's plastic. How expensive it is.
We all have our expensive hobbies.
Yeah, exactly. But it's something I love doing. So.
Absolutely. You ever get back on the football field?
No.
Or the basketball court? Play a little flag football or anything like that?
At jobs, sometimes I do.
Yeah,
if they have a basketball hoop, I'll play a little bit of basketball on lunch or something. I don't have it anymore.
Already lost it at 23? Come on, man. You can get it.
Yeah. No, I don't. I wish I do. I wish I would play with my friends. Text me every week, not every weekend, but they ask me to go up to the high school to play, and it's something that I need to start doing more. But
it is funny how quick you can lose it, though. There was a time like right after high school, we had a group of people that would show up on Saturdays and we'd go play football at a park.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't play for a while, and then all of a sudden, man, I became really slow. All of a sudden, I can't run near as fast as I used to.
I mean, I could still shoot a basketball, but we found a football that we keep in the back of the truck now. I don't remember, we found on the side of the road or something, and I'll throw it like 2 or 3 times and my shoulder would just kill. Like it'll start hurting so bad. So that's one thing I definitely have lost is the ability to throw.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. I mean, well, when you're playing quarterback in high school, you put so many reps in. You're in such good shape here, and then after not doing it, you're going to lose it pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, Jack, so much good stuff today. Let's close with these last couple of things. Let's give the audience a piece of advice, one on the personal side, one on the professional side, to help them elevate their life or their business or themselves as an employee? Because I know you've grown significantly over these last handful of years.
So one thing I would say is everybody has the capability of stepping outside of their comfort zone. Try it. You got to, you're not going to grow ever if you don't step outside of your comfort zone. Have some more self-discipline in anything. That's personally and professionally. Just set goals for yourself. You got to have some sort of motivation. That's one thing that's huge, just having some motivation. Just try to be a better person. Be nice. It doesn't cost anything to be a nice person. If you can, help somebody out.
Is there anything we can do community-wide to help all of us here elevate Springfield or the surrounding communities?
I guess one thing, get out and do more. Do something for your community.
There you go. Any shout-outs to Chad?
Yeah, shout out Chad. Thank you.
He's
You're the
great, isn't
best.
he? He's awesome.
He is the best. Yeah.
No doubt about it. All right. Well, appreciate you coming by and spending some time with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Remind everybody where they can go if they need some tree work done.
Head on over to SangamonTreeService.com. Book your free estimate.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to let Jack get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back. All right. Before we close out today, we had friend of the show here and Jack's boss, Mr. Chad Fowler. How we doing, man?
I'm doing great, brother. Not his boss, I'm his
Or
coworker.
coworker. I apologize. There you
You're
go.
all good, brother. I don't think Jack talked himself up enough, so I wanted to drop on here real quick and just give him a little praise from me,
Come on.
I started this company back in 2020, met Mr. Richards, the gentleman you just listened to, in 21, so very shortly after starting the company. I met a 19-year-old that lived in his dad's basement, just left college, and he had a girlfriend at the time. And, he really didn't know what he wanted to do in life. And what I did see was great character. I saw a leader mentality. I saw the guy that just came out of varsity sports and he had that team orientation. He had that performance mindset. And he took that and brought it to my company and exploded with it. When I met Jack, I never could have told you where he was going to be today based off that first day meeting him. Today, he's got a 5-acre property over in Williamsville. He's got a nice F-150. He's getting married here in a few months. And I've literally watched this young man's life change. And the only person that can really be credited is him. He shows up for the past 5 years. He's been at work every single day, half an hour early.
That's amazing right there. I mean, that's huge for anybody, any age, but from the time he's 19 to 23, that's absolutely amazing because the work ethic is not there in people for the most part to where they're going to be early like that every single day.
Absolutely, man. And I hear it all the time that these young people don't want to work hard. I will put Jack Richards against any of your old dogs any day of the week, and he will run laps around them. I promise that.
Completely agree. I think that's a myth that's perpetuated out there where a lot of people say that these young guys are not in it like they used to be. When the young guys are passionate about something, they are in it more than probably any generation is from what I've seen in terms of getting after it. And they're freaking brilliant.
Strong, man. They want to prove all those old people that are saying, the young people don't want to work hard today. And, you got the Jacks of the world that are here to prove you silly. And so I just wanted to hop on here and just really talk about that because young people really don't understand what they're capable. Jack's 23 years old. He's leading operations at Sangamon Tree Service. I never thought by year 5 I would have trusted somebody enough to do that, especially a 23-year-old. And I have no doubt in my mind that job's going to get done perfectly. The cuts are going to be done to my perfection of what I want him to look like because he's honestly, I tell people this all the time, Jack's a better tree trimmer than I am. He's done it more.
Right. At 23 years old, that's just absolutely amazing. Like you said, there's not many people in this area that could say they're operations manager for such a large company at that age. So kudos to him for putting in that grind, putting in that work, learning everything he needs to learn, showing up early every single day. I think that's just a great model for other folks his age.
Absolutely, guys. Just show up, if there's anything you can learn from Mr. Richards, it's just be consistent, do the hard work. And, you might be 5 years in and finding out that your role is probably not going to be touching a chainsaw much longer. And you're probably going to be a true supervisor to a company and be out of operations eventually. So, it's just work hard. He's living proof of it. I'm living proof of it. Robert, you're living proof of it. Every single person in this town that's doing something great, I promise you they're working hard and they're staying consistent, and discipline is at the front of their mind. And then the last thing on top, the cherry on top, they've got a powerful why. Jack talked about it earlier. He talked about he's got his wife here in 4 months. He's starting his family. He's got a property now, a lot of responsibility, and he's really changing that mindset to where, I have a strong why now. I want to do this for something bigger than myself. And I think a lot of young people should definitely find that motivation, that why.
No doubt about it. And he's with the right company to grow with.
Thanks, brother.
Kudos to you for everything you've done with Sangamon Tree Service over the last 5 years. Tremendous growth. And knowing you've got a lot of tremendous growth ahead.
Oh, we're just getting started, man. And he knows that.
Exactly. So speaking of that, we're into 26 now. So I'm sure you guys are already crushing it. What's on tap the next couple of months at Sangamon Tree Service?
So I've already told you my goal is to double the company this year. And with that, we'll be doubling staff. We'll be doubling assets. So you're going to see a lot more logoed vehicles running around the streets of Sangamon County. You're going to see a lot more Sangamon professionals with this nice, beautiful hat.
Heck yeah.
Running around the community. And you're going to see more advertisement, more sponsorships, more marketing, and more community involvement than you've ever seen in the past 5 years put together. We're going to knock this year out of the park.
Come on. Sangamon Tree Service becoming omnipresent in the community. I love it. I love
Absolutely,
it. No
man.
doubt about it. Well, Chad, appreciate all your support of the podcast and me and everything we've got going on together. So I know you're off to a great 26, but I want to wish you a very successful 26, brother.
Appreciate it, brother.
Let's go.
We're going to kill it together.
No doubt about it. Well, we're going to let Chad as well get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Farrell, at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So, hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343